4th meeting. First up, we'll have the Pledge of Allegiance. And Lisa, would you lead us in that?
Sure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We pull that other one out.
Yeah, we this one.
Just lift it up higher. Put it on the next one up. Like put it on the next step. Oh, sorry.
Oh, I can't. Sorry.
We need it where we can see it.
Yeah. Makes me feel bad.
I'm glad you grabbed that for us, though. Okay. Suppose the agenda's good, and Lisa?
Yeah.
As I went through it, I don't have any additions or corrections that need to be done, so I make a motion to set the agenda.
Second.
Move and second that the agenda be set for the day. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. So we calling her,
Yeah.
or should we just move on?
It's up to you.
Was she given a time?
Yes, she was. She was.
And we're
We
still,
can.
Did she say she wanted to call in?
Actually, we haven't actually been able to get a hold of her since she initially contacted. We've tried calling, we've tried emailing. There hasn't been any contact. But she wanted to be on the agenda, put her on, so we can try calling her now, or we can move on.
okay, we'll move on. Clayton, wanna come on up?
I have him with me.
Okay, bring him, yeah, bring him. State your name and both, and what your,
My name is Clayton Gene Webb, and we're representatives of the American Legion.
drill call.
Initially, we started, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago. And we're trying to make the memorial type thing here on the inside.
So this is the one that's gonna hang on the wall.
Any that way, this is as far as we got. I was reading in my American Legion book, and it has a little history type thing, and it was started in 1919. And on the back of this thing here, it has 1919 on it.
I think that was a grave marker initially from a long time ago.
Anyway, my uncle Bill, anyway, in lieu of, this is the 250th year of American freedom, I don't know how, republic or whatever. We've decided to make this memorial. And anyway, that's one part that we wanna put on the list, part of this little memorial. This is the flag that has 48 stars on it.
It's seen better days, but it's an older flag. And it was part of the son or the daughters of the American Legion.
then,
Are you thinking about maybe hanging that on the wall? Is that what you're thought?
yeah, something like that, probably underneath a piece of plexiglass or something.
Frame.
Okay.
He's gonna try to make a nice frame for it.
Awesome.
There's a bunch of pictures in here, but you know, there's I don't know, that's Hiram L. Thompson, Elmo Jackson, Hiram Jackson, I don't know who he is. Anyway, there's from Roger Tilford to, anyway, most of them are on this side of the
Side.
but the other side, here's a bunch of names that just was in a box. Floyd Kennedy, Rex, Roberta Adams, Tom, Donald Clark, Darrell Darnold Cook, Gilbert Eastman, Philip Eastman, Stephen Ellis, Wendell Grove, Larry Hodges, you know, but they're, anyway, we're finding all pictures. And then we're going to put, or have some sleeves made, to put on the wall, you know, from Westar Printing, that you can just slip them in. And then if Brandon Hatch wants to take one out and say, hey, we wanna honor this guy for this month or this whatever, you know, he can just take them out. I know it's a big thing for a lot of these people, but that's kind of what we wanna get started, and, you know, and this is where we're at right now.
So are you gonna try and get pictures of all these people?
I'm gonna try to get as many as I can. And then I think if it comes later, that we can't get them, we'll make a plaque that says not pictured, or, you know, can't find a picture or something. Now, Lonnie K is going to help me make a little, I don't know what they call a blog or Facebook thing or that for Rich County, and he says we're looking for pictures of military people that's in Rich County or has lived here for a significant amount of time. We don't wanna say this guy moved in, 3 years later he moved out, you know, but there's some settled in pioneers.
Well, you know, maybe what he can term it is that if you served in the military and was a resident of Rich County while you were serving, that would get you a snapshot of those who, you know, represented Rich County in the military.
Mm-hmm.
You know, something like that. So, you know, you at least can concentrate on those. You know, some of these are going to be pretty easy. I recognize a lot of these names, and you know, once a family member, you know, of some kind, or you know, or there's a lot of pictures floating around, and if Lonnie K can like put a Facebook, you know, group page together, and you're going to see some pictures show up, which will be good. And some, you know, some will just take this and run with it, you know, of try to search some of these people out. So. it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, you'll have to have a slaver, that many, that'd cover the hallway and the whole room, wouldn't it? That many.
Well, and I don't even know if that's all of them.
Yeah.
You know, there's still guys in the Legion like Ray Lutz and Russ Harris and, they're not on this, but they might be, you know, so we're not gonna kick them out either, so. Clarine, her brothers, they all served,
47 is what we're at right there. So,
yeah. And I'm sure that that's just a partial vote.
yeah.
Anyway,
That's good,
that's
appreciate you doing it.
that's what anyway, and we're trying to do it, I don't know if we could get the memorial thing done by, the 4th of July, so that it's kind of a big thing.
So as we celebrate the America, 250, the counties are encouraged to, like this, for example, and it will be, there's an American 250 Facebook page, media thing, and we could showcase this in Ridge County of what you've done there. We're gonna try and put some things together, for example, the 4th of July celebration in Woodruff is usually the very first thing that kind of starts things off in the county. They may probably dedicate that to, the America, 250 thing, and maybe have a small program or something like that. I haven't talked to the mayor, but that's kind of, there's a lot of information out there. There's a lot of, what should I say, pamphlets and information that's available for people. So as you move through this thing, we'll be, kind of keeping in contact with that group to have them, showcase what you're doing, in our Randolph courthouse and your, your picture on the wall. And that's an awesome flag. That's awesome, so. Yeah, if we can kind of move that along, and somewhere between the 25th of June and the 7th of July, there's gonna be a lot of celebrations going on in there. And that's kind of when the state is putting their big focus on it, so it'd be good if we could add your little project to what's being showcased around the state.
So,
If you need anything from us, let us know.
yeah, the American Legion's financially okay, so we probably don't need nothing.
Okay, well, let us know if we do.
Okay. Just trying to keep you up on the,
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for your efforts here.
well, I'm a proud veteran that did one of those things.
And, the conflicts we're in right now.
That's right.
That's the thing, we're seeing right now the dedication of those who are willing to defend our country.
Yep.
And we appreciate your service, we do. And we appreciate you taking the lead on this and trying to showcase and recognize those who, this was their home and they left to defend our country, so.
Thank you.
All right, let us know what we can do. Thanks,
Thanks for
Joe.
coming in. Good to meet you.
Nice.
I'm great. Thanks, Clayton.
It's always good to see you.
Good to see you.
posted in, my copy said 10:30, so
Oh, you're fine.
appreciate you still working me in.
You betcha. State your name and stuff for the record.
Heidi Roskelley. And, I'm applying for a business license. Blue Water Cleaning LLC. I cleaned some Airbnbs and want to make sure I'm licensed appropriately. I might start cleaning the new urgent care clinic in Garden City as well.
The new one.
Okay, I just have one question.
Okay.
How do you get Heidi Roskelley out of that
So
signature?
if you're gonna make me sign on a phone, that's how it's gonna get. The first one is clearly Heidi. The last one maybe needs a couple more loops.
That's what happens when people want you to sign with your fingers.
Exactly,
Oh,
exactly.
Lord.
It's actually not too far off my real signature though, so.
Anyway,
So is that the only question?
so you'll just be working out of your home,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And
No employees, just me.
just you?
Yep.
And have you been doing this?
I've dabbled a little bit here and there and I'm gonna do it long-term most likely, and so it's time to make sure I've got the right licensure and insurance and that kind of stuff.
Okay, good. Good. Well, there's certainly a need for it during particularly busy times of the year, and you know, the thing about that, if you're gonna, like you can pick the clinic up, for example, that's a year-round thing for you.
Makes it a little bit more steady, yeah. Makes me not dislike the incomers so much that if I can make some money off of them, it's good.
Well, as I read through her application, I have absolutely no other questions for her, and I would make a motion that we approve Blue Water Cleaning LLC
Okay, second that.
Okay,
for business license.
move and second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, that same sign, motion carries.
Is it a $50 one?
Thank you,
Yeah,
appreciate your guys' time.
thank you.
Thanks.
Now, Daniel, hello.
I will.
That was a quick trip, sorry.
Listen, it's all right. I like it when it's easy.
Heidi.
You guys.
Just stop in my office, ask for Camille.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi.
Thanks. Well, you get on the agenda, you didn't?
I just wanted to come and visit.
Okay. Kim, you headed to get her?
LouJean, isn't it?
Oh. Yeah, there's the G, sorry. We can do that. We can have a break a little bit.
Sorry.
We can get a break for a little bit.
So here's two more.
I'm gonna have Kaya come in too, this is a good question.
Okay.
Alrighty, state your name for our record.
LouJean Argyle, Rich County Treasurer. Okay, I just come to discuss with you that there's two properties on the Maytax sale that were parent parcels to some little bit of undeveloped land, and they never got switched over to the, as far as me knowing who the child parcels were that they became, they didn't get put on their tax roll for that.
The new parcel was not listed with the correct parent parcel when it was divided.
Okay.
So the owners that now own it haven't received any tax notices on it because we didn't have their information linked to those parcels. So together at the time in 2021, they both owed $35.33 in taxes. And I was wondering if we could just do a forgiveness, I don't know what you call it, an abatement or an adjustment, or how you'd wanna,
So, is the problem incorrect?
Yes.
yeah,
Okay, so we've corrected the problem. It's just 1 year of taxes, and it was something that we neglected to get done within our process.
yeah, in the system.
And they have not paid it, right?
No, cause,
It just showed up on the delinquent list. Okay, I think at this point in time where it was our issue, they have not paid the taxes, we've corrected the issue. I think what we probably need to do is just forgive those or delete. Let's see, how would we,
Forgive.
well, it's not really forgive, we, you know, if we
Sorry,
were gonna,
yeah.
if we were gonna rebate, if they paid it, we'd rebate it, but they
Yeah.
haven't. So at this point in time, I think we credit their property with the amount that was owed as a mistake and,
Okay.
and I don't know, I'm trying to think what the terminology would be, but, two different owners, and they would be for parcels, 41, 21, 490, 0207, and 41, 21, 490, 0307. So 02 and 0307. And where we've corrected that, and we just need to clear their account as being delinquent.
okay, yeah, I can just do an adjustment on the tax roll
I
to
think
take that
that's
off.
probably the best thing to do, is just make an adjustment.
Is that a motion?
That is a motion.
Second.
Okay, moving second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, that's it.
So,
Awesome.
Thank you, I
Alright.
appreciate it.
I wish,
Thanks, ladies.
I guess there's some way of letting them know, I mean, next year they'll get it,
Well,
and they'll say.
the
"Look,
Seasons
they've raised it."
property would have gotten a delinquent card every year. You know, saying, hey, this 2021 is still owed. They didn't contact us, cause as far as they were concerned, halfway through the year in 21, it became somebody else's problem.
Yeah, they'd be
So they probably just chuck them and think,
Well, it's kind of like we sold these properties, so, you know.
yeah, figure out who owns it now, so.
Okay,
Okay,
awesome, thank you.
thank you.
I just thought, well, next year they'll get a bigger, and they'll think we've raised the taxes, but in actuality, it's just that they're having to pay for it.
Well, and the other two have been getting tax notices the last 4 years, so they won't notice any difference really. I mean, it's just what their lot is now, so.
Yeah, it was just the 1 year where,
Yeah, that's true.
you know, where the Seasons figured, well, we've sold the property, and so we don't owe the taxes. And the people didn't understand that, you know, I mean, it was just that lap in between where we didn't get it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Hey, thank
Alright.
you.
Thank
all
you.
right, okay, thanks. Did you have anything else, LouJean? Just those two things?
Yeah, that's all.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks. Jim,
Kim Wilson, Rich County Assessor, and Kim Wilson, Rich County Ambulance.
let's just get it over with.
Okay, so I talked to Sherry Dearden at the at UAC, who does this recovery, it's that, revenue recovery deal. So, when I talked to her, so I printed this stuff off, this is information for you guys as far as what they do and how it works. So, and I talked to JCI, and there's the most of the companies that they work for, or the counties that they work for, or the billing, or the ambulance services that they bill for, they all use collection agencies. So some use like North American Recovery people, Professional Collections, Mountain Land Collections, and so she didn't know anything about this particular program here. So what it is they garnish tax returns, income tax returns. And so they send out a letter, I think you have copies of all of these things. Lisa, you have a little more to your packet.
Appreciate it.
And I'll explain it here in just a sec. So these are the things that they said they sent out a first response letter, which there's kind of a sample in your packet of what they have, and she said they have usually a 50% response right after the first letter, and so which is pretty dang good. And so what it is there's a collection fee, so there's no upfront cost to us, but when we collect on it, it's a $30 collection fee, which will go back to this I guess UAC or whoever this deal is. And it says right in there in your packet, there's some frequently asked questions, so that you guys can have kind of know what it's all about. You know what kind of cost. There's no cost up front. It's just $30 for every account they collect, which goes back into that program. And it's they garnish the income tax refund, and they use social security numbers to kind of match and things like that. And there's a deal in there of what kind of things that's collected. EMS ambulance stuff is one of them. Another one is real property tax, real property tax and also personal property tax. Some of those things would not apply to us, but personal property could possibly be an option for us as well. And while I'm on that, did you talk to Dustin Hanson? Have you come up with anything on his?
He just said he was gonna take care of it, but that doesn't really mean anything.
Okay, well, he hasn't done anything with
What
me.
if we try to talk to him after commission meeting? I'll come down and
Okay,
tell him.
and cause he hasn't contacted us at all,
Okay.
from anything that I know of, so. Anyway, there's the information, in the back of Annalisa's her packet, there are MOUs, there's 2 MOUs you would have to do. One is with, the Utah Association of Counties. It's a memorandum of understanding. The other one was with the Utah Division of Finance.
Oh,
So Tyler Technologies has nothing to do with it. So it's a memorandum of understanding and agreement, Utah Association of Counties, Utah Revenue Recovery Program, which is the URRP. And the other one you'd have to do is a memorandum of understanding with the state of Utah Division of Finance. So there's copies of those in Annalisa's packet. So if it's something you guys are interested in want to do, then you can sign those MOUs with her and get the ball rolling on that. It's kind of not under my purview as far as revenue and things, but just try to collect on delinquent accounts.
It is recommended from
Gives you some options.
our association presidency though, eh?
yeah.
So you're recommending that from them.
Well, I haven't really talked to them about it, but it's because they don't really care about whether we provide the service. I mean, we don't collect the money into our
That's true.
account or anything, it comes to
True,
you guys. So you guys should be the ones that actually care about getting money back. When I initially talked to JCI, I think there was about 36,000 in the last 2 years that are unpaid on the books still. And they have to be delinquent for 90 days, which usually, and I talked to JCI and they do allow them to make payments. The only ones that they send to you guys is if they want everything,
Everything
Erased.
is it.
yeah, forgiven, the whole thing. If they're willing to make payments, JCI will work with them in any way, shape, or form.
That's good.
So, but if you wanna move forward, we just need to get the account information and all of that to this company. So it's something, I'm not gonna, I mean, you guys think about it, look at it, maybe talk to other counties, see if they use it and what their experience is. I just thought I'd get you guys the information. Cause like I said, we really don't care as an association standpoint, cause you guys have been so good to fund our budget regardless of what's coming in. Does that make sense? You know,
Yeah,
you
I
fund
mean,
us.
it's just on the back end.
It's just on the back end to try to collect. I mean, you know, people are great to use our services and they're quick to do it, but then when it comes for them to kind of pay for the service, they don't wanna do that. And that's not fair to the people that are paying, in my opinion. Okay, so now I'm gonna switch hats and go to the personal property, exemptions. And there's quite a few, so our program is working better and better. Do you want a copy of this? Alex? The first few are not, don't look at them because they, I can't remember what the deal was with them, but you don't need to worry about the first ones that Jamie marked off on there. I think those are ones that hadn't signed their exemption statement. We had a few that we had to call. They'd gone through and did everything online, but hadn't filed hadn't signed online for their exemption. And so they had to call them. So on the back, you'll see a couple people that signed the exemption and actually sent it in. And they either didn't have a computer or something. My gals have been super good to talk to people and walk them through that personal property stuff online. And so I think it's working pretty dang good. We're pretty happy with it. You know, if we could just get everybody to use it and understand it, but we're trying to get information out. I don't know if you guys wanna make a decision now, if you wanna look this over and make a decision in your meeting and then just let me know.
So
What?
the question I got, so to approve these exemptions, do we have to convene as a BOE to do this?
Okay, well, if you look at the back of one of them that's printed off, which I got this from them, it does say Board of Equalization. The exemption is not official until granted from the Rich County Board of Equalization.
Okay, well then that
So,
answers the question.
I think that answers. I looked in the law yesterday under that, 59 to 1115, and I couldn't see that it said actual Board of Equalization. I'm not sure, but when we come up with this, and this is just not stuff I just willy-nilly pull out of the air, I got it from somewhere. So it says Board of Equalization on it.
So why
We
does
used
your
to
office
do
do
it.
it?
Every meeting, didn't we?
Yeah, well, I mean.
Because it's personal property.
that's
So I
discussed.
don't know that. That's a good question.
We actually can't approve these because we don't have Board of Equalization on here, so we'll have to put it on our.
Yeah, you do,
April.
the very
I
bottom.
just said you should have had one on the agenda that was down here.
But it doesn't say personal property, it just says real property tax exemptions, but you have it noticed up here with your name about the personal property.
So it's on the
What's your call?
agenda,
Okay,
so you have a Board of Equalization discussion, approval, you know.
okay,
So I think you could do it in that meeting,
we probably can.
if that's okay, and maybe that's just something we're gonna have to start putting on the agenda. Just, you know, a session, just a line item for Board of Equalization on these personal property things. I don't know, and maybe they'll come up with something a little bit more in depth and give us some more, because you're right, I'm not sure why it's under us unless I'm supposed to give them to you and then you get them approved. I don't know. But it's kinda crazy, we're learning, we've never done it through Board of Equalization, but it's kinda crazy, so I will let you guys do that during your Board of Equalization portion of the meeting.
Okay,
Anything for me?
and this is a list of
That's
those,
the list that have already gone through, done it online, and signed their applications online.
okay,
So we haven't printed them all out, there was just a few that sent them back, or had done a hard copy. Those two. And we, like I said, there's a few more, well, you know, every month now we'll be bringing them to you for a while till our personal property stuff's about done.
so this, okay,
And like I said, those first 5 at the very top, they're ones that went in and did their exemption, or went in and did their signed statement and they were exempt, they just didn't go back up and sign their exemption part. And so some of these, if we had an email address or a phone number, we called them and they went back in and did sign them and did their part. Some of them, they didn't have a phone number or an email, so they went ahead and sent them the hard copies, and that's why you got the 2 hard copies on the back. And I don't know how else to do it if we can't get in touch with them to go online to do it.
Okay, so here's my question, Kim, is you got these values, you got the value of, okay, for example, this one right here, you got a value, it says the tax is $8.25, the penalty is 0, but it shows the total amount of $8.25. So does that mean that they owe $8.25?
No, because if you look at the value, the reason the value's on there, because if they're under 30,100, once it's all depreciated down, then they're exempt. So you can see what the depreciated value was. That would be the tax if they paid it. But because they're exempt, they don't owe that unless they don't do their signed statement and the exemption. We have to have both signatures, because this exemption is not an automatic granted, it's not automatically granted, it has to be approved by apparently the Board of Equalization.
So as long as these amounts here are under 30,000?
Nope, the value amount.
The value.
The value amount, as long as it's under 30,100, and that is determined by the Consumer Price Index, and I don't know what all else, they just send that amount to us each year, it goes up every year.
Okay.
So we're exempting more and more and more of our accounts. So like if it's, so a lot of the equipment, like on some of these people, if it's, say it's a short-term rental and they have a lot of furniture, if it's older furniture and stuff, it's gonna depreciate down to where they don't have a whole lot. We have had a few people that have been confused and have put down what the value of the house was, and we're trying to work through. We may have an issue with you that we may be bringing back to you at a future meeting. But like I said, now it's all online, so they go on, they put in their personal property stuff, they list it, they sign the signed statement, they sign the exemption, so there's less room for error. They're the ones putting in the information, not us. We just try to follow up and make sure they sign both the signed statement and the exemption if they qualify. If they don't qualify for an exemption, then there's a bill there that they can pay it right online, they can print it off, send it in, whatever they want to do as far as that. But that amount, that 30,100 is getting up there enough, high enough that it's starting to exempt more and more, and we have so many small businesses, we don't have
And there's,
Walmarts and Smiths
well,
and
there's
things.
a real push to just do with it.
Yeah, well, it's just a kind of a joke, because the ones that are getting hit are just bigger companies anyway, and we only have a handful of those. They're either construction companies or they're the solar farm. So,
Okay,
any other questions for me?
we will take that, yeah.
And if you need anything else, as far as this Utah recovery, the URRP deal,
Do what you pledge, or do you wanna read about it, think about it, or do you wanna make a motion and move forward?
I'd like to talk to, so Sherry didn't have any information on it?
Sherry Dearden, she's the one that, this was all on their website,
Right,
and then she just said that's basically what the program is,
okay,
and she said that it's the $30 fee
okay,
when it's recovered, and she was the one that told me they had the 50% success rate, you know, just by sending out the letter.
okay.
She said that's what
Well, reading that, example letter,
yeah.
I'd pay my bill.
Well, they're gonna
From the
garnish
Social
the
Security and.
income tax
Income tax.
if they can find them. Now, this doesn't work for anything out of state, and I don't know, this is under the UAC portion, just in Utah.
Right.
Now, I think there's something under the NACO, but I couldn't find much information on that. So if you have any information that could maybe go after people with federal tax returns and a bigger program, but I'd need more information on that, and you guys probably would too. But that would be, but as of looking at what JCI sent me on the delinquent stuff, as of right now, there's a lot in Utah. You know, so that would help offset some recovery.
Well, I think we probably ought to at least try,
Should we do something?
because we've got that balance out there that's sitting there, and those who pay, you know, I mean, it's, if they're not willing to even step forward and make, you know, do payments or anything like that, then, you know, we need to recover what we have invested. It's just not, you know, it's not fair to those who have paid, and
Yeah.
so.
Well, and I don't know if,
The service was provided, so.
and I don't know if this would fit, like it said, it included personal property, which I was pleased with, and it may include other things. I don't know if there's other accounts that, you know, where we don't have a debt recovery program or a, you know, a collection agency that we're using, then this may be a good option, so. But I, like I said, I'm giving you the information, and then it's up to you guys to kind of move forward from there, so.
Okay.
If you have any other questions, let me know, and
I
Thank
was
you for your
interested on that, list, sewer districts and, I mean, everything is
there's
there.
a lot of stuff on there. You know, and like I said, a lot of it doesn't pertain to you guys per se, but there may be some things on the list that I don't know about that you guys would have, so. Anyway,
Okay,
thank you very much for your time, sure appreciate it.
thank you.
If you ever have any questions or anything for me, please let me know.
Thanks for looking into
Yeah.
this.
Can I get a couple more copies of that MOU? Just
Oh.
email it to me or? Okay,
There's the whole thing,
thank you.
so, yep.
Is Ben calling in or
No, he will be here.
is he coming?
He will be here.
Did you two have a chance to read the minutes?
I did. I saw nothing that needed to be corrected, but they reflected the meeting, so I would make a motion for approval.
Second.
Okay, we can take the minutes for last February 4th be approved. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Maybe while we got just a second, Travis was on the agenda today and wanted to have some discussion about, our,
Louis?
our interface code discussion about what the code, or whether we're gonna adopt the code or not, and if so, you know, what that process was gonna be. Also, we need to go over the maps that's been presented and by the state and have an idea or an in-depth discussion about those maps and see if we're, you know, if we need to adopt our own map that's going to be less restrictive or more restrictive than the state's model map. And a lot of counties are finding that, you know, an alfalfa field, for example, is included. Homes right in the middle of subdivisions are being included, and so we've got to have an in-depth discussion. So I told Travis, I said, rather than try to do a 15 or 20-minute meeting here in commission meeting, that we probably ought to set a date and a time to meet with his people from the state and spend an hour and a half and go over that code discussion and how that obligates us as a county to enforce that, and also the maps that have been generated to see, you know, what we really need to do is have some blowed up versions of those and take a real good in-depth discussion about do we wanna include in other areas, that are outside of those maps. Those maps are gonna be used by insurance companies, and so we wanna make sure they're extremely accurate, because a piece of property that actually falls into that Willoughby area, then an insurance company's gonna say, you're within Willoughby, we're gonna drop you, or, you know, your premiums are gonna be lots higher. And that may be justified, but on the other hand, it may not be justified if they're not within, you know, the area that has been designated as a high-risk area, so. I don't know when we wanna try and do that. Travis would like to do it as soon as possible. But he's also got, I think, 3 different people from the state that are going to come up and have that discussion, so. I told him we would try to set a date to do that, because I don't wanna rush through that discussion, without some resolution as to how we wanna move forward, so I put him off this meeting to try to set up an hour and a half meeting, so we're not rushed.
Okay. Trying to figure that date up now.
Well, we could, while we're kinda waiting here for Ben.
The quicker the better for me. Later in the month it gets busier.
Yeah, it does. About next Tuesday.
Works for me.
What day is this?
The 10th, next Tuesday.
Okay.
Would afternoon be better for you to kind of get caught up? So if we said 1 o'clock on the 10th, I'll reach out to Travis and tell him that that's a day that works for us, and see if it'll work with his people.
Does that work for you?
Yep.
Yeah, let's set it at 1. If that works okay for you guys.
Do you need me part of that?
What's that?
Do you need me part of that, or not really?
No, probably not. I don't think we're gonna need any minutes or anything. We're just gonna be looking at maps and looking at the code. And, we're gonna have to make some decisions, so we need to have that as a work meeting to kind of sort through that, so.
Then do you want it set for the next agenda, or not yet?
Not yet,
Okay.
because I don't know that we're gonna come to a decision
Might not.
right out of that meeting, so. Maybe we can move through some of this other stuff. Mountain Meadow, the Mountain Meadow, improvement district out at Mountain Fuel. We appoint their board of directors, which basically oversees their sewer and their water system out there. And Jason Carrillo was on that board that they have, and he's since moved into Randolph. And so the board is recommending Jaden Larson to replace Jason Carrillo on that improvement district board. And they have spoken to Jaden, and he's willing to serve, and so with that, I would
Second.
Okay, move to second for Jaden Larson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, by the same sign, motion carries. Who's, Annalisa call him, or do you call him?
I'll just reach out to Jeff Williams and they'll take care of that. So America 250, they're, you know, that's getting wrapped up. They would like us to, you know, do some things within our county, for that celebration. I'm gonna reach out to, Woodruff and see if there's something that they would like to do during that 4th of July weekend. That's kind of been, I mean, it's the whole year, but that's kind of what the state is focusing on, that 4th of July weekend from literally the 27th of June through the 7th of July for any type of celebrations or commemorative things or any type of recognition for the 250 years of
We
our
oughta
country.
figure something out, the county to,
They're encouraging cities to do it as well as the county, so something.
what we need to approach Monica and make sure, see if we can join in with their celebration.
Yeah. At least Carolyn, been talking to Mayor Winhart. I know they're looking at some things as well, in the Garden City area over there, so, all are encouraged to, at least do some recognition of some kind, so. We're meeting monthly on that, and, you know, there's information, there's, material that's available, many things that, is available to the counties and cities, so. That's like something that, and I don't know, I have talked to Mayor Linhart, I have not talked to Mayor Bell or Mayor Willis about it yet, but, I'm thinking Mayor Willis may wanna do something as well.
I'm guessing you probably will.
Probably will, so, you know, he's got a couple events going on over there, so maybe he'll wanna include something with that, so. We have our interlocal agreement, with Wasatch County to do our cadastral corners. And so we've been, made an application for another 20,000 to do some more survey work for us, and Wasatch County has sent us an interlocal cooperation agreement for us to sign to have them perform the work, and then we will pay them with the grant that was allocated to us for more cadastral corners. So with that, I would make a motion.
Sir?
Yes.
Is there more information on that at all? About Wasatch County?
I talked to you last time about Sheldon doing these,
Well, yeah, we do a cooperation agreement with it. I guess, would you like to put a proposal in?
I'd be interested in knowing what you do and how much you expect to do with them and things like that. And yes, I'm a local surveyor in the valley and in Lake Town and in the county, and I'd be interested in providing that service for the county if it's something you'd entertain.
Okay, these are cadastral corners.
do you do that work?
Oh, yeah.
So, these are set with, you know, they're the ones that are setting the corners and then turn the information into AGRC, which also puts it in, their geographical survey map that you would probably be aware of. We've, you know, I mean, it's Wasatch County stepped forward and it has been partners with us to do it.
Was that a request that you put out for for input on, or was that just an ongoing relationship? I know you've had a relationship with Wasatch County for some time.
So, yeah, well, yeah, it was a request to put out, and we just continued with Wasatch County because they know where they've done and where they haven't, and have provided that information to us, and we put it into our database, basically. They've made the application, for the $20,000 grant to, HRC for the cadastral corners, at this point in time, so,
I guess my question is, am I too late to be involved with that, or is that something that's already gone down the road for, the agreements and all that that's in place? I just wasn't aware of anything.
we didn't put it out, you know, because number one, I mean, in the past, we've had no surveyors that were
Right.
willing to step forward and do it. I'm more than willing, if you'd like to research it and find out exactly, I can put you in touch with, let's see, who would be the best one to put in touch to find out what those requirements are, with the grant, and, as far as that process.
So was that part of their agreement, was to put the grant together and get it approved? Okay, so I don't have any experience with that. I'm just more of the field type, you know, generating the information and processing the information and can distribute to whomever. I don't have any experience with generating any kind of grants or anything. If that's already in works and been done, and it's an agreement as part of Wasatch County doing the work, I may be too short on the list.
Well, we do it every year.
What's that?
I said we've been doing it every year. We've been the state has continued to put money in that cadastral program.
Right.
And, you know, we do as many as, so we have to put a match with that with the grant that they gave us. And so basically what's happened is, and right, wrong, or indifferent, nobody's been interested in even working with us to go through that process and applying for the grant through the state, and then providing that information back to the state, other than Wasatch County said, we'd be glad to contract with you.
Well, they probably, because they do it for themselves and they have an in-house.
Right.
I've been working in Wasatch County and Heber for 40 years. So I'm very familiar with their people and, you know, and the people that are in their office and that kind of thing.
Jim Kaiserman.
Yeah, I've known Jim forever.
So Jim Kaiserman is the one. Jim's getting quite old. Now, I just talked last.
He almost died last year.
I know. And would you do this? Maybe they would, I don't really, we just need to get it done. Why don't you reach out to Jim and express your desire to do the work? Would you mind doing that?
Oh, no.
Why don't you do that?
No, I don't mind at all.
Maybe we could transition, I mean.
Right, and my question in all of this is it a private, that was, if you're suggesting that, I'm happy to do that.
It's not.
If it's not a private relationship, then
It's
you have
not,
to keep it.
it's not a private relationship. Wasatch County, Jim reached out to me and said, is there any way we can help you with this? Because at that point in time, we had no surveyors that wanted to go through that
How long
process.
ago was that? Was that just last year, or has it just been going on
We've
for
been
years?
doing this 15 years.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we've been doing this 15 years, and you know, because they know the process, they basically go ahead and do the application for the grant, and it includes a cooperative agreement with them, and the grant comes to us, we pay Wasatch County back for the time that, you know, the corners that they do, and I don't even remember, we have so much set per corner that they do. And so, why don't we do this? Why don't you reach out to Jim and see if we can transition you? I would love to have you, if you're a resident of our county now and and wanna do those things, that would be great. We just had no interest in the past.
Sure, so does that mean you need to table your motion on this?
I will table it,
Okay, alright,
yeah, I will table it.
okay, great.
And so with that, I would make a motion that we table the interlocal agreement with Wasatch County for a month as we research the process to see where we're at with that.
Okay, second.
Okay, it's moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, motion carries. That'd be good. Appreciate you being here, Shane.
My pleasure. Oh, is that even on the agenda?
Yeah.
It is?
Yeah.
It's down in commission business at 1:45, but we're kind of waiting for our attorney who, you know, is always tardy. So we were kind of working through some of these things, you know,
Okay.
kind of speed things along, so.
Oh, I see it there, okay.
Yeah, but if you got a relationship with Jim, please reach out.
I've known Jim, he and I used to work in the same building before he was Wasatch County Surveyor. I've known him for very long.
Great guy, I
Or
mean,
you.
we wouldn't, you know, the thing of it is the money was available, but it was, we wasn't, the first year we got some, we couldn't get anybody to do it, and
Right.
he reached out and said, hey, you know, let me talk to my people and see if they're okay with contracting with another county, which, you know, when we contract with other counties, it's not one of those situations of where, you know, it's not like we're putting it out to the public to bid because Wasatch County was willing to go ahead and include it in their programs.
Sure.
And we've done a lot of corners, thank goodness, thanks to them, you know, and it's been a great deal, but if we can piggyback you in there, that'd be great as well.
Good, good. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Okay,
Sorry, did you put your contact information? Sir?
Sheldon.
Oh,
I
Sheldon,
did,
okay.
just basically, I just happen to have, if it's okay to distribute these.
I would like to be in touch with you.
Let's be sure and get him on this
Yeah.
Thank you.
agenda for next.
Okay, thank you.
My
Do you want to present at the agenda, next agenda?
Present,
Present this information?
just an introduction. Yeah, I'd be happy to do that.
What you found out.
Oh, sure, yes, yeah, in regards to the interlocal, you bet, yes.
Alright, I'll put you down.
Okay, thank you. Glad you were here. Me too. Attorney, Willoughby, Mitch.
Morning, guys.
Morning.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Missed you for
Record can reflect that I was 5 minutes early.
It won't.
Ben, I've got these two, I just don't know which one.
Perfect, thanks.
State your names for our record.
Ben Willoughby, Rich County Attorney.
Olson, Ridge County Planning Administrator.
Okay, we have need to go into a public hearing, I see.
Yes.
So,
I would move that we go into a public hearing for short-term rental.
Second.
okay, moved and seconded that we go into the public hearing for the short-term rental ordinance amendment. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, motion carries. Okay, why don't you give us a little update? What you got? One of you.
We decided we needed to make a few changes to the short-term rental ordinance, largely because of changes in state statute and also the software that we have acquired has developed some hiccups because of the way that we administer the ordinance. Currently, the way our program runs is that we have a short-term rental grace period from January to March. And what happens if somebody wants to apply for a short-term rental license, it runs from January 1st until December 1st, and then you've got this grace period where you renew. What the software is running into is it's confused because it's going, wait, you're out of compliance, you are in violation of the law, And so what we decided to do is back that grace period up to September, from September to December, so they have this period that they can reapply for their renewal license in the upcoming year, and then the software isn't confused over who is legally allowed to, or who legally has a license and who doesn't. The other thing that we're changing is the provision that doesn't allow us to enforce based on advertising. That was a state statute. For a while, that has since been changed, and so we're changing the ordinance commensurate. The Planning Commission held a public hearing last week, at the end of February. All of the notification requirements were met by advertising at places of public interest, the courthouse, the post offices, and we held a public hearing. There were no one was in attendance to provide testimony in favor, neutral, or opposed to the recommended changes.
Let me show you the specific changes. I'm sorry, I only have 2 copies. I got a third. You got a third? That shows the markups?
They have, well, they've got their copies in their packets.
You gave them copies? Oh, that's awesome. Okay. Okay. So the first change that we see is to copy for myself.
Oh, right, do you need this one?
No, just look over your shoulder here. Is to go to page 5. We're in section 9, subsection D. And it just changes the annual renewal period, which used to be from January 1st to March 31st. And it moves that period to September 1st to December 31st of the year preceding. And so it's easier and cheaper to renew an application than it is to fill a new application. And so it just requires renewals to be done before the new year starts. After that, they can still apply, but it's just treated as a new application. So it just moves it back 3 months, which you felt like was easier to administer.
Absolutely, yeah, and none of the applicants are gonna have a problem with that. Doesn't matter to them when they do it, just as long as they hit the ground running January 1st, so.
And then the next change, if you go to page 8, section 17, subsection J, which you can see is now crossed out. Like Mitch was saying, there was 1 year where state code had a provision that prohibited counties, or required counties in their ordinances to state that they would not prosecute solely based on advertising short-term rentals. And that has since been removed, and so we just remove it from our ordinance as well. Do you have any questions about? They're both really minor changes.
I have no questions.
Nobody online? P and Z were very amenable and agreeable for this. Okay,
Yeah, this
So
is it.
nobody online and nobody in the public, huh?
Yep.
Unless Sheldon wants to.
I think it sounds great.
Okay.
No questions.
Which you had 2. Which one is it?
One of the one that you wrote the ordinance number on was the marked up copy.
Okay.
So we'll go off the other copy,
Okay.
which I have.
okay, I'd entertain a motion to leave public hearing.
So moved. Second.
Moved and seconded, go out of public hearing, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
The one you gave us was
So
good.
this is a clean
They're
copy
both-
right here.
they're both okay.
It just needs a signature.
I'd make a motion to approve the amendments to short-term rental ordinance, ordinance 026-1.
It's an O.
Second. Moved and seconded, all in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
and just either I'll take a copy with me today and get it on the website, or you can email me a copy.
Yes. It's 26-1, right?
Twenty-six dash one, is that what it was?
Yeah, 026 dash right.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay. Is there anything else I can help the commission with while I'm here today?
Yeah, can you give us a little bit of update where we're at on our code revisions?
Yes, that's this. We are steadily moving along. Chris and I meet about every 2 weeks. We check each other's work and make new assignments. We meet again this Friday, and I think we're probably 2 months away from presenting the whole packet to the commission. It's gonna be, I think, a great thing for Rich County to have this update.
Good.
So, it's moving.
tell Chris hello.
You know Chris?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'll tell him.
You guys don't get matching tattoos.
My tattoo, I don't have any tattoos.
would you mind letting me know when that wraps up, when I stop needing to send payments to him? Because I'm keep going until,
Well, the whole package was 12,000.
12,000.
So once you make 12 payments,
Then that's it.
payments end.
okay, so I'll check on that, where we're at.
Yeah, I think we've got
You should be about there, I think.
pretty close. I think we started in May.
Okay. Yeah, it was a total payment for the work that he's gonna do for us.
So the whole project is 12,000?
It's a good deal.
Well, no, it's not 12,000. We're paying him 12,000, but we're
To
also
help him.
My labor.
Oh, on top of that. Okay, because I'm like, that's a lot different than what I'm hearing in Bear Lake County. How come you're getting such a good deal?
well, yeah, between the two of them.
Okay.
I mean, Ben, he's to help Ben, basically, so. Right.
Okay, so, is there anything else? I heard the word interlocal as I walked in. Are we?
Well, it's an interlocal with Wasatch County, but we've got that on hold at the moment, so. We will do a little more research in that, we may do some modifications to that, we'll just kind of see where we're at in that process. So,
Great. Well, I think everything else is going well in my office for the county. If you have any questions or concerns, give me a call on my cell.
Will do.
Okay.
Thanks for your help in coming up for this.
Yeah, you bet.
Thanks, commissioners, appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks for driving out.
Yeah, happy to.
That was easy.
Thanks, Doug.
All right, Bill.
We
Thank
like
you.
it. We like it when we have public hearings and the courthouse seats are empty.
Yeah,
When they're full, it's.
you couldn't muster a single comment for us?
If it was pro nightly rentals, I don't wanna stand in the way.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks. Oh, hey Ben.
I'm just going back.
Oh, yeah, can I take that with me?
Yes, and I also have these socks from UAC that we've held on to for you.
Oh, jeez.
I know, right?
It's time for one out the other pair.
Just make a copy and then hand that to
I'll
Camille.
put it on your chair.
Yeah, that works.
What is your phone?
So 01 628.
This is the 16th year.
You're not gonna do anything till, is his name Bill?
John.
John.
Hey,
That's back there.
this is Bill Cox,
Oh,
Commissioner. Sheldon Taylor.
That's Sheldon.
nice to meet you, Ben.
So you're married to,
Joy Jex.
Yeah.
Charles Jex is fourth daughter, fifth daughter, I don't know how many. There's a bunch of them.
And
Yeah, and we bought his house and live over there.
Good.
I think we met a month or so ago. Were you talking with him out front here?
Probably. That's John Lee, he's the other
John,
commissioner.
Sheldon
Sheldon
Taylor.
Taylor.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Looks like a famous actor.
What's
Did you
that?
ever watch Suits?
I
There's
haven't.
an actor on there, he looks just like him.
Before that gets mixed up with all of my
Thank you.
papers. Oh, yeah.
Let's get back here.
what do you do, AI himself?
No, it's an actor from some shows I watch.
Oh.
It looks like him.
Oh.
Okay, Lynn, come on up.
Oh, thank you.
State your name for our record and go to it.
Lynn Weston, County Sanitation Supervisor.
I got two in there.
Do you have extras of those? Have we done?
You can borrow mine if you want.
Do you need them to go through this?
I don't know.
I'll just.
What's the name of the lady in, that was part of getting that was one of the ones that we were talking to about our renewal? With, EPA. You remember what her name was?
Kelly?
Kelly Shaw, is that it?
She's usually the one that comes up and does the inspections and stuff.
Okay, so there's something we need to discuss. There's our permit renewal does not meet our the plan requirements that they have with DEQ.
Is that for the, supposedly county plan or the projections and stuff?
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
did you talk to her?
I did, and I talked to Brett, and so I went back in what we submitted to him and got the information that she was asking for
Okay,
and sent it to her. There's a lot of counties apparently that didn't have that because they didn't require it for a long time, so. There's nothing really saying that we have to have that right now, but I did get her the projections of how much garbage is projected to come in from that, application that we sent in. The approved, permit, we came back, it's not included in it, but it was in what we sent them for the application they went through, so. And I haven't heard back from her since I sent that. I probably should touch base with her and see
Well, we probably need to update our plan. I mean, the plan that they have on file is from 1993.
Yeah.
So we probably need to update our plan. If you have a more recent updated plan, please submit. And to ensure that the state plans are updated, you need, Ridge County needs to provide an updated plan by January 30th, 2026.
So, yeah, I did talk to her and I talked to Brett and I did get her some information. But I haven't heard back from her since, so I need to touch base with her again, but basically the state's trying to redo their plan and they just wanted to get information from the counties. And it's definitely something that we need to have added in whatever plan we're gonna do, or planning we do going forward, so that it's in there, we can have it submitted.
Okay. If you got her the information that she's wanting, what she wanted was a plan, so. It looks like they're gonna require us to have an updated plan, to them by the end of the year.
End of the year.
Yeah.
So hopefully I got her kind of appeased for right now, but then we'll try and get.
This is so frustrating, cause it seems like we just did a permit, is that not?
We just got the permit and that's what Brett said, that if most of that was, or well, he said all of it's in that plan that we submitted for a permit,
Yeah.
but he says, don't they have anybody down there that can read?
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah,
I can't get too mad at them though, cause they could have thrown us under the bus.
Oh, they
but-
could have, absolutely, and.
So do you just get a copy of our plan and send them, or do
No,
you gotta
well,
dream something else up?
No, we have to have an actual plan, not for the permit, but an actual plan. It's a long-range plan of.
So that it's, yeah, it's kinda like the county plans saying this is how we're planning to handle all this stuff.
So we got the permit, and here's how we're gonna operate inside the permit.
Correct.
Yeah.
We gotta estimate the solid waste needs for the next 20 years. And we got the access, the state's ability to minimize waste and recycle. We hope to see the county address this on their level. Evaluate treatment, disposal, and storage options needed, that we need, such as metal, rubber, mattress, toxic chemicals. Evaluate facility siting, design, and operation, and review funding alternatives for solid waste management. Address management concerns for public health and the environment. Consider economic viability and the needs of the population centers, and determine the type of solid waste generated, tonnage disposed of, and future plans for the management of each waste generated. So those are the things that they felt like needed to be addressed in the plan. So
Mr. Cox?
yes.
If I might, if there's any, I have access to surveying areas, additional areas you plan on incorporating and putting those in drawings that might help with that plan, or aerial photos. I have access to drone flights that I can drone fly the whole area that might be instructive for the new plan, or anything that you might need with regard to volume calculations. I can survey piles, I can survey, the areas, whatever areas you might need with regard to all these various the things you're trying to dispose of, metals, rubbers, all these type of things. If that's so needed as part of your plan, I'd be happy to provide that service.
Okay, that's good to know. We've done quite a bit of that, with the background for our permit, so, moving forward, that's maybe something, I don't know. I guess this basically says we have a landfill, we got this many acres, and this, we're just gonna, we're just gonna dig cells and do that.
And when was that originally, did you say?
1993.
93.
I thought I heard 90 something.
Yeah, 1993.
And it could be something where we did, you know, if you needed an original versus what you're doing now, and showing areas of further expansion, as it were, over the next 20, 30, 40 years, whatever your plan is, that can all be incorporated into drawings as well.
Okay, appreciate it. She sent me the old one from 93 and I read it. It was just the permit, basically, that they had to file as our plan that they had back then.
That was when they,
And then
that's when the landfill opened. That's exactly when.
And that's when they, so then,
So when they
they
closed.
just kinda quit worrying about any of it and now they're pushing it, so.
Alright, so now we've gotta do gas monitoring.
Yep, supposed to do quarterly methane monitoring in all our buildings and around the place to make sure we're not gonna blow ourselves up, I guess. And so, I am not familiar with exactly what that takes or even what kind of equipment it takes. But this little guy come up, he's a nice kitty puppy. Took me to lunch and said that he put this bid together for us to do it. I don't know if who else even has the stuff to do it, but the quarter's gonna be ending here before too long, so. $8,500 to $9,500 a year. Well,
So we are gonna require to do it?
yeah, it's in our permit, we're supposed to do it.
Okay.
I thought that was if we went to the larger.
Well, that, if we did that, then we'd have to have,
Yeah, this
We'd have to dig wells and
Yeah,
line
we'd
it
have to
all.
do
well,
all
test
that stuff
monitoring.
and
This is just,
have a
this
collection
is just
system.
surface monitoring, this isn't.
yeah, this is just to make sure that we don't have pocket of methane gonna.
See, I don't have any metric to know whether this is a good deal or not, but it seems like maybe the first year we ought to just approve it and then,
Well, at least after they've done it a time or two, we know what we need to do and how they did it and whether it's something that we can
There ought to be
handle or do
there ought to
something
be a
else.
bunch that would be willing to bid it, I would think, when.
yeah,
you-
how did you contact this guy?
I met him down to the conference 2 years ago and just visited with him and he's been, you know, talking with us ever since and he's I think he actually was interested in and may have wanted to do a bid on our permit when we did it. And so this company does a lot with the gas collection on bigger landfills and they do a lot with the gas, methane and all that stuff. They deal a lot with that.
So for the sake of, you know, trying to do things properly, I wonder if we ought to reach out to Brett and also maybe even Kelly and just say, do you have a list of people that could bid this out? And it may be that this is the best deal, but I'm afraid to approve something without at least a second
Right.
metric. You know, cause it could be $1,500 and it could be 20,000 and we're getting a good deal, but before spending the public money, I at least need to have a metric of what we're doing. And then I think if you talk to Kelly and just say, you know, it's something we haven't done, we're just trying to find somebody that will come to Rich County at the best price.
No, I can do that real easy. If she's got a list of them, then that makes it easy. Reach out to them quick
Yeah.
and see what it shouldn't take them long to come up with that.
Yeah,
I would agree with that, yeah. Okay. You've been looking over these prices?
I've looked at several different places.
this one?
This one.
And
Looks like they're all over the.
they're kind of all over the map. So I tried to just kind of pick some that are fairly close to us. And
So we're weighing everybody now.
yeah, right now I've just been, I kind of figured like an average load of construction stuff comes in. Like we've been going like $30 a ton. It kind of came out, but the ones that were bringing cardboard and paying by the yard were paying the same as ones bringing 10 yards of concrete. And so the concrete was we were getting inundated with concrete because it was basically free for them to get rid of it compared to everywhere else. And most people that come in, like contractors and stuff, they say we're too cheap because they can take a similar load to Bear Lake and they get charged twice as much. And so that's just kind of where I thought, well, that's ballpark, it's kind of low, and it's good to people kind of get used to it a little bit. Didn't really have a lot of pushback at that. So I think we're all a little bit low there. I would think we should be a little closer to 40 myself, but
You don't have Bear Lakes on
I
there.
don't, they're in the same thing. I think they're a little cheaper on things than Kemmer is, but they're in the same district as Kemmer. And Kemmer's may be that much because they are moving everything to wherever Bear Lake's taking it to Source Springs or somewhere else, because they have to truck it everywhere. They're in that Idawai district thing. And I have talked to people that did take stuff to Kemmer and they did charge them $100 a ton to take it there.
$100 a
$100
ton.
a ton. And that was just cleaning out the garage. So I'm definitely not wanting to go there. I like the way the Summit County one's set up. I think it's just kind of,
I like that they have the descriptions.
yeah, the descriptions are there. Makes it easier to tell what's going on.
So like if somebody has a small load that's not even close to a ton, it's just a basic fee,
Basic fee.
$10, you know, you're bringing a trailer and it's.
And that could cover a lot of the, people that's bringing their green waste and stuff in, so that then they're
Yeah.
not, it's just a standard fee and they're not having to. That's probably where we got the most resistance with people bringing up green waste.
Do you think that we get any waste from across the border,
We get a lot.
from like Fish Haven and the construction
I'm
on
pretty
that?
sure we do.
Cause they have out of county waste is 2.5 times the resident
So-
waste.
And I don't know how we can really know.
But you could have the policy there to enforce when you need it, you know, whether or not.
No, I think that's a good idea, because I know that I know there's even been trucks from Cameron coming, but they say they've got a house in Garden City, and they might not. I know some of them do, like Wild Fox does have a house there, that was Saplate's house.
Yeah, but it's if the waste is generated outside
But
the
I
county.
don't know if it was actually generated there or if it was bringing some from somewhere else. And we have had some problem with green waste, especially when we weren't charging anything for it if it was your own, with businesses bringing it and saying that it was from their own house. And there's no way they could have that many tree limbs and stuff from their 1 yard unless they've got 70 acres of trees they're trimming. So sometimes people will try and abuse the system if we, and some people are just honest and just good, they don't really care, so. But I think it's something we need to get kind of hammered down so we're all on the same page, and then makes it easier for everybody. I like how Summit County's got the breakdown for mobile homes or campers or boats, so it's just kind of a straight fee rather than lately I've just been having to take them over the scale and pay by the ton like everything else, which has been okay, cause sometimes they'll fill them right full of garbage when they bring them up.
So, one of the other things that, with all the ones that have been out there with boats and everything else, if we're gonna, they're requiring a proof of ownership, a title or a dismantle document required. I hate to get into that business, but the problem is I don't want stolen stuff for us to be in a
Right.
place to take stolen stuff that's, you know, cause anymore, you know, you go to a scrapyard and unless you've got a title to, you know, a vehicle, a lot of them won't take them. So just to protect them from, you know, if they need to, you know, even if it's just a copy of a title, I don't know, we ought to have some type of documentation for it, like the boats and those things that have titles, but.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Some of them have brought titles in when they bring them. Some haven't, definitely, but that would help us too, cause sometimes there's abandoned something somewhere and they just wanna get rid of it, bring it. And it'd be nice if they could actually track down where it was from or have a certificate like that, just to keep us all out of it.
So you've been charging $30 a ton right now, just since we've had the scale? What do you do when like somebody just has a little trailer? You just charge them the $3, you know,
Really just kind of drop it down to whatever the pounds are. So,
divided by 30?
yeah, like 30 into whatever it is. Or, and sometimes it's, there's people bringing in and they only have just a small thing, and so Robert charging them like $1.50 and making them run a credit card, charging them $3 to run the credit card. I'm like, I really didn't, I was like, just have them go dump it. That was just my personal thought.
We,
But that's why maybe a minimum would be good, but
how's the credit card thing working out?
it's really slow to key it in, the way we're doing it.
Oh, cause he remotes in and
You
runs it.
remotes in and runs it on,
Yeah, we just need to get you guys your own machine.
if we had a machine, it would be slick, because
So he's remoting into a computer here and then manually typing it in to like LouJean's processor.
Is there any reason we couldn't have their own machine?
No, like, and they'll give it to us for free. Even, it could be even linked to LouJean's, like the same accounting.
But that would make it way better and way faster, because
Let's do that.
Okay, that's something I can do. I can go see you. I think it's authorized.net, but like I said, I think they'll just send us a processor.
Cause it takes, you know, they gotta put it in and then they've gotta create an account for it to go in and make sure that LouJean, everything's fits and goes in the right spot. So that if somebody's paying with a credit card and it's busy, they've got 10 people backed up at the scale while she's getting that one done.
Yeah.
It gets to be,
Well, we'll see.
and then that's when the problem kinda ran into last summer and got into Alex, was cause then Robert would get a little frustrated and skip 2 or 3 steps, and then we'd have a pile of credit cards here, we couldn't figure out which account was to go into which one. And we finally got it figured out, but it took quite a while to get it straightened out, so a
Yeah.
machine would be huge for it.
We don't wanna be holding on to anybody's credit card
No,
information.
I mean, it just was just the credit card wasn't still there, it was just getting the process, everything through
Yeah.
and making sure we had it all billed through right the way through billing. which
And that's
is
really,
slow.
that's what the issue is, like trying to create the bill and then charge it, right?
Yeah, create the bill and charge it, and then keep track on the wait for the.
And then linking the payment to
state
the
boards.
statement.
So how much is it gonna speed it up to have your own credit card machine?
Probably at least 5 minutes of transaction, I'm guessing.
Wait,
When I did it, it took forever to do it.
But
because
we still gotta track it, I mean, that's what
doing it
I'm
on my
saying, I
phone.
mean, regardless of whether.
But it'll be set.
But I mean,
Yeah, all the credit card machine does is swipes it and
It
it
swipes it,
automatically
and
inputs
it-
all the same
it-
things for you,
inputs,
fills in the numbers.
but then we can add it in, but then we're not having to sit there and type the whole thing into the computer and get the approval and write that on the ticket. We can have that almost instantaneously for them to then go while we're making sure we got it in the accounting, whatever it is set up for the
Yeah.
billing.
We need to have your program where at the end of the day, it just batch processes and sends it to the server and they all match up. So you can just hold it there and then at the end of the day, you just click a button and then it links up to here, which I think I can help with.
Okay, let's just into that.
Cause we've had a lot of hot water with not sending them in the stuff and then not having the account set up so that they can match it up when it gets to LouJean. That was kind of our biggest holdup.
well, that's still, I mean, even if you have a situation like that, unless it's talking to the other computer, you're still gonna have that problem.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to talk to our IT guys and see what sort of output they need. Cause I know the accounting, I know their software can receive a file, I just need to know what our program would need to output. So it can take it in.
And I don't know, the thing that I don't understand is that, I mean, I can understand the billing and doing all that, but then it's the accounting after that, where what LouJean requires to have to take that money for the landfill. An account, she was having to set up everybody in an account. And
Yeah.
I don't know. Honestly, for me, I just assume be able to go to credit cards and have the bill and not even do cash if they're just to take away that headache.
Ideally, probably shifting things off of LouJean's office and just having the sanitation take care of its own accounts and billing would be.
Although she still is, at the end of the day, she has to reconcile the.
Take the money
Yeah,
and reconcile.
but, you know, the process just moves to these guys, but she would just get a batch deposit every day. You know, as long as we audit them, then LouJean gets the money. So.
Speaking of LouJean getting all the money.
But no, I think that would help a lot for us, but,
So what's our policy right now? People can dump for free in their residence?
right now, I've just decided, if we're gonna charge, let's charge.
Okay.
Cause the scale costs us a lot of money,
Yeah.
and every time we have to do something, it costs us money. So, eventually, if we get to the point where we can actually track people's accounts and track, I'd like to be able to say, yeah, you can bring up a couple of loads a year of your cleanup.
Yeah.
And be able, but we need to be able to track it so people aren't taking advantage of it
My idea would
and
be
bringing up everybody and bringing it up and.
you just have a flat fee, like a small, like $10
Yeah.
fee, and then we just have a period of the year, like a 2-week period, like you can bring up your residential trash for free if you want, like a spring cleanup or a fall cleanup. If you miss that time period, you gotta pay. But
But we need to be able to make sure they actually have resident,
yeah,
or it could get like the county cleanup route.
yeah. Well, you're always gonna have people that take advantage of it.
Always. But that's a good idea. I mean, I'm all for helping people clean up and doing what we can.
So on these fees, we'll have to have a public hearing to set the fees. So between now and our next commission meeting, that's what we're gonna try and do, is have these fees in place going forward. And we need to figure out if we wanna get it on as a public hearing, but any anytime we have a fee, we have to approve it. With a public hearing, it has to have a public hearing. So, I guess between now and then, maybe we ought to look this over and see, come up with our own fee schedule, basically.
Yeah.
So that we've got something for people to see, as we open up for a public hearing, if they've got, they want a voice, that's their opportunity for the public to comment on the fees, so. And then at that point in time, then we can set those fees and move forward.
So in your packet, you have the fee schedule that was compiled from what everybody already pays. And then we're adding these additional ones for the landfill, which is why I wanted Lynn to come in. Anyway, this can be like used as,
So our fee schedule needs to be approved at the beginning of every year.
okay,
So, we need to have a public hearing and approve those fees so that the public can have input on what the fees are.
including the ones that are already in ordinances and resolutions.
Well, yes. Cause at any one time, if somebody comes in and wants to see a fee schedule for the county, you should have to be able, you need to be able to produce that.
Right, this is the first one that we've ever produced, like I
This looks
came up
brand new.
with-
Maybe next Tuesday after the mapping, we can have a little work group.
We could,
That's a good idea.
we could include that, maybe between now and then, let's look these over and come up with our own fee schedule. What?
So Travis got back, he can't meet on Tuesday the 10th.
Why?
You didn't ask him why, just respond. Why?
Just text him back and just says Bill asked once.
Can they throw out a few date options?
Tuesday.
I don't think March 10th will work, going to need a few weeks to try and get all the Salt Lake people there.
That makes sense.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. We'll wait for him to come back with date options.
Okay, I'll tell him that.
Sounds like he's got a harder time to gather than we do.
Well, I figured since the legislature will be over by then, that they would be, things are kind of tight right now, but anyway.
We can invite you though, Lynn, when we meet, cause we'll get it done before next commission meeting. And if you're around, awesome, if not, we can just call you.
Yeah, that's fine. Sounds good. I appreciate you guys. I'll get a hold of Brett and Kelly. Try and get a list of those and see if we can chase a few bits out of the woodwork.
Yeah, I think even asking Kelly, at least she'll be like, they're trying to get it.
Yeah, we need to have, where we're contracting with them, we need to have.
Yeah.
Or it's a private contract, so.
I'll try and get hold of her this afternoon.
Okay.
Working on that.
We'll get together sometime.
We'll
Sounds
discuss the
good.
hours and things then too.
Okay, yeah, that's the next thing we'll have to get hammered out and tighten things up a little more.
Yeah, that'll be good.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Lynn.
We will
Appreciate your work.
see you on the next go around.
Okay, thanks.
That's
See you, Lynn. LouJean.
I'm just here,
You're good?
yeah.
We've already done your, yeah, we already talked about that, didn't we? Okay.
Okay, so, there's been some people, wondering or asking us to, sign an agreement with URS for people to open Roth IRAs. So in order for URS to do that, the county has to authorize URS to offer that service to our employees, or offer Roth IRAs to our employees. So we have a service agreement from URS that we need to sign, allowing employees to do a Roth IRA with URS if they so desire. So with that, I would make a motion to sign a service, basically a service agreement with URS for the Roth IRAs.
Can I make one little comment? There's, in the back side of this, there's an option for each of these, that says, so for instance, in section B, it'll say, indicate if you allow defined benefit ineligible employees to make elective contributions to the 401k plan. So in other words, that's an option if you want to open it up for people who are ineligible for URS benefits. They can still set aside some of their paycheck to a Roth account or something like that. She just, our URS representative wanted me to confirm with you if you wanted that. I didn't mark it. It can create, occasionally, if somebody auto deducts every pay period but then they don't work enough hours, then it can create a payroll issue. So just wanted to let you know that was an option and see how you felt about it. She recommended allowing employees to do that, but that's up to you.
That's in section B, right?
Yeah, it's actually in each section. So you have section B, has a spot where, it says automatic enrollment, automatic escalation, loans, and then indicating if you allow.
So it'd be the fourth box down.
Yeah, and that's on each section.
Okay.
So do we need an amendment to your motion, or
Well, in my mind,
it's all one?
well, in my mind, we ought to offer anything to help people contribute to a retirement account. I get that, but if they can do that, I mean, I think we should encourage people to, if they don't qualify for URS, that we allow them to have their own.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep. So I'll second your motion.
So I think we check that box on, the ones that,
Okay.
the ineligible employees, so I think we offer that as well.
Okay, got a motion and a second on the URS Roth IRA service agreement. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Pearson, this is for that, and I will mark those on each option.
Fourth.
Okay, we have a executive session at noon with the sheriff, so, I'd make a motion that we adjourn out of commission meeting and, adjourn out of our commission meeting and, reconvene into the Board of
Second.
Okay, move to second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay. Do you want me to switch the recording then? Or keep it in the public meeting?
Well, it's Board of Equalization meeting, it's a different meeting, different board, so you're gonna have to start your own, a new recording under Board of Equalization.
The public notice website probably has a different tab for Board of Equalization.
We don't know that yet. We'll find out.
Okay, give me just a second.
Giving up?
No, I think you're done, right? You just got your,
Yeah.
Yeah.
what's your phone?
Yeah.
Executive session.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure meeting you. Look forward to seeing you again.
Thanks for coming over.
My pleasure. Appreciate it. Pleasure to meet you, John. Have a great day.
See ya.
What about our Kim?
No. Nothing to do with Kim. She's already presented our property tax, personal property exemptions.
Okay, so is the camera on still then? John?
Yes. 'Cause we're just approving this now.
Just so you know, Senate Bill 78 died. That's the one with the deferrals and that and the exemptions. That's not a bad thing. So good.
That's got a smile on your face, huh?
It did, phew.
Thanks for letting us know that.
In case he's not here.
No, this is the deferral of property tax
Instead of the circuit breaker.
and veterans and
Yeah.
So BOE isn't public?
Yes.
Not typically. The BOE hearings aren't. So we just need some clarification. So I've stopped my recording, but I started a new one.
I think,
BOE for public.
I'm pretty sure it is, but I think all we're doing is this, and then we're done. Besides, we forgot to prove the expenditures, but.
Okay, so we just have these, personal property exemptions to approve, and then we have 2 real property tax exemptions to approve.
Okay,
Well, I can make a motion that we approve the exemptions for the personal property tax as presented by our assessor earlier.
okay. I'll second it.
okay, move to second, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, we have 2 property tax exemptions from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints and Health West Utah, Health West in Garden City, for both being nonprofit organizations. So I would make a motion that we approve those exemptions for the properties that the Church of Jesus Christ owns for religious purposes and also for Health West for their health purposes.
Second?
Okay, move to second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, those property exemptions will be extended to them. All right. With that, I would make a motion that we adjourn our Board of Equalization meeting.
Second.
Okay, move to second that the Board of Equalization board meeting be done. Adjourn, all in favor say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we'll go back into regular commission meeting.
I would make a motion to approve the expenditures.
Hold on just a minute. Okay, now you're on.
I would make a motion that we approve the expenditures for February 2026.
Second, that motion.
Okay, moving second that, expenditures be approved for February. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
We have some conflicts on the first Wednesday of April and also the first Wednesday of May, and so, I guess we need to set our commission meetings for those months. The 8th of April would be the following Wednesday, and the 13th of May would be the following Wednesday. So we need to set those dates for our commission meeting.
Will you guys be here on the 15th? WI?
First, that's why we're moving it to them.
Oh, got it.
That's the first.
Okay, well, both those dates work with me.
Okay, I'd make a motion that we set those dates for our April and our May commission meetings.
Second.
Okay, moving seconded. Move the commission meetings. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
That I would make a motion that we adjourn into executive session for personnel discussions with our sheriff.
Second.
Moving seconded that we go into executive session discussing personnel discussion in Randolph at the courthouse. Everyone has agreed, no,